All right, so here we're going to look at different selection methods for trying to subset or filter your data. All right, so to start off with, there are some interactive tools that allow you to do selections in the map space. So that's what this subset of tools are for. So you click on this drop down, you'll see there's a couple different options. If you do select by feature, that allows you to either click a point and then select features that intersect that point, or draw like a bounding box and select features that intersect the bounding box. If you want to draw a polygon, you can use the Select by Polygon tool, and this allows you to draw an interactive polygon feature and then find the features that intersect it. The freehand tool, you can draw freehand, basically hold the mouse down, and when you click off of it, it'll again select features that intersect your freehand drawing. And then lastly, we have one by radius. So you can draw circular circle and then everything within that radius. Okay, so those are some options. There are some additional options associated more with the attribute information. So in this drop down, we have select feature by value, select by expression, select all, select inverse. So select all is self-explanatory, selects everything. If you do grab a subset here, if we do invert selection, switches the selection. Let me clear this. And now we'll look at the table editing options. Okay, so to edit the filtering options. So we'll go to select features by value now, and this allows you to select based on the attribute value. So we list everything, all the attributes that are available, and then you can select from them. So let's look at, we'll do population, and we'll do greater than, and then you can put a value in here. We'll do 25,000 and select. So those are the counties that are of a population greater than 25,000. And let's see what else. That's simple enough. So that's selecting by features. Again, you have all your operators in here, and you can use multiple fields to build up an expression. And we'll clear that out. And then our last option is select features by expression, and this allows you to build a syntax to select against. So this kind of looks a lot like the field calculator in terms of the layout here. Okay, so first off, we want to do, if you want to use fields, this fields and values column allows you to grab your fields. For example, we could do something simple like see if the population for a county is increased. So we could do like population in 96, and then we got to find our operators. If it was greater than, and you also should be able to just type this stuff in if you want, the population in 2006. So it was those 35 features had a higher population in 96 than 2006, or they saw a population decrease. But we could make a more complex expression. So we could do maybe, let's see if the population increased between, let's see, we'll do 1970 and is less than, and then we'll do 1990, and then we have two expressions, so we have to string them together with an and. So we basically have if the population increased from 1970 and it also decreased between 1996 and 2006. And there were 19 counties that fell into that category. All right, so let's just do one other example with this. So again, you can use syntax where you're comparing against a value. So let's choose this under 18, and then we could do is greater than 20. So this will select all the counties that have their percentage of their population that has a percent of the population under 18 that's greater than 20%. So that was all of them but 2. None. 2. Or sorry, 4. All right, so those are your selection options. Once you've done a selection, you can also like expand it. So this will be familiar to you if you work in like worked with ARC in the ARC environment. So you could add to the current selection, remove from the current selection, or select from the current selection. The default is to just do a new selection that's not impacted by the prior selections. And there's lots of operators in here that you can use. So we've got conditional statements. We have so this would be things you'd be familiar with, like in like an SQL environment. We have using date and times, file paths. You can select based on geometry, mathematical operators. Working with strings, so similar to what we saw with the field calculator.